So it happened this week. Moment, it almost instantly put me back to being a 7-year-old, desperately searching for approval and acceptance by people that should do that automatically. I wonder how many of you have actually experienced a situation where you fear like you will not fit in. Fear that you maybe don't belong, that you are somehow I don't know what you call it. You're that person that is there, but you're not really there, and that nobody sees you and nobody appreciates you for what you are. I experienced that this week with a situation with my family, and for those of you that don't know, I am 10 years younger than my next oldest sibling, and my parents had 3 kids pretty close in age, and then there was me, the mistake child, some would say happy surprise, although in some instances I don't think I was a happy surprise. I think in a lot of ways there was a lot of resentment, there was a lot of frustration. I was more of a burden for my parents than I probably should have been in a lot of ways, health-wise. Probably my craziness with my life and my body. I broke my arm 9 times, had 2 knee surgeries, an ankle reconstruction, broken clavicle, broke every finger, every toe. I was an active kid, but I was also really good at sports. I was really good at doing what I put my heart and mind into. And I think to a certain degree there's been some resentment because of that. And I have always known it was there. I have always recognized that it was a limitation that I might have to some relationships that I have within my family. But I really experienced it this week when it became very obvious to me that there is this huge dividing line that I've chosen to ignore the older I get, because really at the end of the day, as my wife says, how is that serving you? And she's absolutely right. But nevertheless, there are still these situations that come up that put you immediately back into your childhood. And I think a lot of us deal with that. Maybe it was how we were admonished by our parents, maybe how we were treated by a sibling, a relationship and a friendship that may have gone really bad in our younger years. And yet, no matter how much distance you have from that time period of your life, it puts you back in it when something similar happens in your adult life. And so, as I share this with you, my big point, I suppose, is that you gotta find somebody to talk to. You gotta find somebody that can be there to listen without judgment, but will also have you have that gut check moment where you will recognize that the conditions of yesteryear no longer have to control and apply in today's present. And I think it became very obvious to me. My wife had this great heart-to-heart conversation with me on Thursday night. She heard me out, she listened to it. She knew the situation had hurt me, but yet she was there. She was focused on helping me get it right and helping me realize that some things were just outside of my control, and that I could choose to make this my reality from point forward and harbor resentment or anger or frustration, or I can move on. I really have to say, she should be a professional coach. She's that good. I mean, I'm good for my clients, but man, when I was hearing that stuff on Thursday night, I was impressed with her. She did an amazing job helping a guy that really needed some help to make sense of the situation. And really, in the grand scheme of things, had nothing to do at all with the bigger picture. I feel like a lot of us deal with these situations. Why am I bringing this up? Why am I creating a video for it? Because the ultimate ripple for yourself is to recognize these situations and the power that they have over us and the control that you have over it in today's world. It may have taken my wife for me to figure that out, but yesterday I felt like I was somewhat free, like this burden had been lifted off my shoulders, and that was empowering. And it was something that I feel like set me on a new path. Is my perspective different? Is the hurt and the anger and the frustration and the resentment totally gone? No. That stuff will probably always be there. But kind of like a bad habit, you have a choice as to whether you want to continue to do that bad habit or do something different. In my instance, I choose to move forward, move beyond this situation, and allow myself to finally heal after as long as it has been. I know that seems weird, and you're probably thinking, what the hell happened? It's not even all that dramatic, I can assure you, but for me in the moment at the time, it was. And it was important for me to get ahead of those feelings so that this anger that I've allowed to control me, this fear of not fitting in to the family or with my siblings or even with my parents to a certain degree, allow that to continue to dictate how I feel about myself, how I go about making decisions in my life, the approvals that I will never get from certain members of my family because they don't get what I do. Well, you know what? That's their problem. That's their loss. And I don't need to make their loss my own. And I guess probably to a certain degree, as I thought about it, I took a long period of time yesterday just to spend in my head. And it made me realize my wife was right and how brilliant she is. She's a true rippler in the fullest extreme of the word rippling. She made me see a perspective and a point of view that helped me just set aside all this BS, this craziness crap that I had going on that was really dominating my thinking, was dominating my ability to concentrate on my other work and my important efforts in other capacities, other areas of my life. And I'm just not going to do it anymore. And I don't know if this message, as crazy and probably meandering as it might seem, has any effect or ability to make an impact on you, but I hope it does. Whatever you're harboring, whatever resentment, whatever anger from way back, and obviously we've all had our own set of traumas, right? I'm not discounting anything. There are certain traumas that you need professional help to get over, for sure. But sometimes just the help of a friend or a spouse or romantic partner, or just sometimes maybe just a stranger on the street to give you a reset, to say, look, dude or dudette, as may be the case, why are you letting this control you today? Why is this the narrative by which you are living your life, telling your story, or measuring your progress? And when you really start to figure those things out, you start to realize, you're right. Seems kind of silly. Seems kind of dumb to do that. So anyway, wanted to make this because I suspect several of you might be out there maybe struggling with something similar. And all I can be is raw on these things, right? All I can be is me. And all I can do is try and put the seeds of a ripple in your mind. Hopefully you take them and those ripples ripple out and they make huge differences in your life point forward. That's my goal. That's my hope. Anyway, wanted to share that with you. I hope everyone is doing great. I hope you go out there today, you find a reason to make a difference in someone's life. Kathy, thank you for making a difference in mine. I love you, babe. As always, my friends, ripple on.